So first of all, welcome everyone on another Filecoin community meetup. So my name is Stefaan Vervaet. I'm part of the Filecoin team here, and today we've got another great lineup of speakers for you to provide you with some update on some cool projects. This is the agenda for today. We've got an update on the miner working group, an accelerator program. We actually have 3 accelerator programs that we've recently announced, which all contribute to helping our startup community and building real businesses. Then we'll have Tim give us an update on a new incubation center for miners or storage providers. And Lee and Eric will give us an update on the latest Forest clients. And then last but not least, Deep will give us an update on the Miner X2 program. All right, let's get started. So what's the Filecoin mining working group? So as you may have seen a couple of weeks ago, we announced a new mining working group. So really, this is a set of miners that stepped up to kick off a working group and meet on a regular basis and represent their regions. So today we have 3 mining working groups, one in Europe, one in Asia, and one in North America. And so our ask to you as a potential miner or storage provider, if you're interested in stepping up, representing your region, or participating, please let us know. Connect to any of these channels. Our goal is to, of course, support the community as much as we can by listening and collaboratively build new content assets or whatever is required to help us grow our storage network here. So more details will follow in the next couple of meetups. And with that, I want to move on to the next topic. So let us know if you have any questions. By the way, these are pretty standard channels that we have that you can communicate on. But we also have 3 new accelerator programs that we're very excited to announce. Most of you have probably seen it. First one is Outlier Ventures. I'm actually joined today with Blake Lezenski from Outlier Ventures, so I'll let him do the talking. Let's give it a go, Blake.
Hello, Filecoin. My name is Blake, and I'm the program manager at Outlier Ventures. And allow me to start by saying that I am humbled and honored to be in front of such an amazing community. So thank you for the opportunity. So let's start with why. Why should you consider Basecamp to help you take your project to the next level and 10x your startup? Quickly about Outlier Ventures. We started in 2014. We were one of the first investors in Europe, and we still are one of the most active in terms of the number of deals and the volume of deals. We were started by the crypto OG Jamie Burke, originally as an investor syndicate. Then we moved on to investing at the venture scale in pre-seed and seed deals, I think with our latest deal being the Brave Browser Seed A. But then we realized we want to give more value to the founders and support them more directly. And that's how we came up with the concept of the Basecamp Accelerator. We started in 2019, and so far, we've helped 70 companies, raised over $130 million. And currently, the combined value of our cohort is over 1 billion. And bear in mind, this is during the current market prices. During the recent bull run, I think that figure was closer to 3 billion. So why should you care? Because you get a lot of value from us, not only capital, which is 50,000 immediate upfront investment, as well as additional potential follow-on of 250,000. But you get direct support from the leading minds in the business. And we are super proud to be collaborating with Protocol Labs to create a dedicated version of Basecamp revolving around Filecoin, IPFS, libp2p, generally Protocol Labs stack. Stefan, next slide, please. So let's talk about how do we do it? We condensed 8 years of learning into a virtual 12 weeks program that is fully remote. You don't need to travel anywhere, and we still find our ways to have fun and have a beer together on Zoom. And currently, this program will be focusing on 3 themes: the financialization of the open data economy, which includes financial instruments, DeFi apps, and data DAOs. The NFT experience and metaverse persistence, anything about making the metaverse more interoperable, as well as improving the user experience in this space. And something that goes without saying, Cloud 2.0, decentralized storage and compute. we help you by providing one-on-one assistance from our team of experts focused on fundraising, focused on token economics, governance, community, and marketing. But if you ask me, I think our key strength is fundraising and token design. We have our founders pitching pretty much from day one. Many founders get their projects fully funded before even finishing the program. Just to give you some examples, in our previous cohorts, we've had Dia Data and Boson Protocol. Each one of them is at 500 million market cap currently. From most recent successes, we've had meme.com raising 5 million, as well as Coinbirth with a similar raise. So definitely a good place to go if you're a great technical mind, but you need some help with approaching investors and getting the money on the table. So can we go to the next slide, please? The next one. Perfect. And we do it through our network. We have some great investors in our network, about 200 of them, top tier as well as tier 2. We have some special interest in the Filecoin acceleration program from USV, Sequoia, Huobi, OKX, or Fenbushi. And we definitely experience that investors look to us for signal and are very keen to get in on the action even early on in the program. But we also have an amazing network of mentors. Some of them are former founders. Some of them actually come from the Filecoin ecosystem. And they help the founders in the cohort get their business to the next level. Other partnerships in our network include exchanges, as well as other communities that could help you get to the next level. Next slide, please. So when the application is ongoing now, I'm going to paste a link in the chat window to that address that I'm trying to send you to. Feel free to apply directly. Applications are considered on the rolling basis. You can also book office hours with myself and the investment team if you have any questions or would like to better understand if this program is the right fit for you. Even if you don't feel ready, I encourage you to apply. A lot of our best alumni started by applying, and they applied about 3 times before they finally started working with us. But always, even applying to the program will get you better visibility and will get you our feedback and some advice how we can help and assist you. So to finish off, please think of us as an evergreen investor who sticks with their founders through thick and thin, through bear and bull market. And I look forward to connecting with you, and I look forward to helping you bring your startup to the next level with the Outlier Ventures Filecoin Basecamp. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Blake. And thanks for staying up so late, knowing that you call us from, or are calling in from the UK, of course. So great opportunity, guys. Great opportunity, guys. And as I liked your recommendation, apply. You never know. Thanks so much. Okay, so off to the next one. So as Blake represented Outlier Ventures out of EMEA, we also have another accelerator out of Asia, which is no stranger to us. And as you can see, that's Longhash Ventures. And Longhash Ventures has currently 2 tracks, one of which is focused on Filecoin, called Filecoin Frontier Accelerator Track, which is in partnership with the Filecoin ecosystem. We've worked with these guys before. Great opportunity for, again, if you're looking for an accelerator program, you want to apply this application. Applications will be open from February to April this year. Oh, sorry, that was the old one. Applications are open actually right now, and I'll show you where to go. But the syllabus is what they are unique for. They know a ton of content on, and they know how to mentor new startups and how to be successful in Web3. It's a 12-week program, and they are currently accessible through the following link. Go to their website, longhashventures.com. We have a great collaboration with them as well. And again, all these programs, don't forget, all these programs are global. So even though we have Outlier Ventures in Europe and we have Long Hash out of Asia, we recommend everyone from around the world to apply to any of these programs, as they're set up as such to support pretty much the whole ecosystem. And then the third but not least is Techstars, which was currently announced today, actually this morning, still fresh of the press, I would say. So it's still very new, but the applications will be open from mid-September through the end of November 2021. So if you have any opportunities, or if you're interested in applying in Techstars, again, Web3 focused, Filecoin focused, cohort of 10 teams that will be selected, and will be running a full program. Cool. So with that, that was it regarding the accelerated programs. I'm going to pass on the ball to our friend Tim, who's going to give us an update on a new incubation center. Tim, the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks, Stefan. Okay, here we go, everybody. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's very great to be here to tell you guys more about the Incubation Center program. Actually, we just launched this program together with the Filecoin Foundation and also with us, the Venus team, because we want more small miners to join this network together with us. So before I get started, let me tell you guys more about the network status currently. As we get the data from the first scan, and we can check about the network storage power that is over 7 EIB right now. This is very huge, and we do make this great contributions together with developers, with vendors, with the other ecosystem participants. That is very great to be here, to have such a great distributed network here. And we do see great storage power growth every day. As you can see, that is over 30 petabytes every day. But we do see a number here. You see, as you guys can see here, that is over 90% active nodes now in the Filecoin network. That is belongs to small and medium miners, and most of them are less than 5 petabytes. So that is really, really not a great thing. We do want small and medium miners to join this network, and we do want them to have a proper or stable rewards later on to work together with the whole network. But we do spawn some feedbacks or some questions or some feedbacks from the small miners, especially about how to join this network and how to run smoothly in this network. So we worked together with the Filecoin Foundation team and with the Venus team together to bring you guys about the Incubation Center program. Okay, let's check out about the for implementations for now. As you guys can see, now most of the people, most of the miners or storage providers in the network, they are running with Lotus, right? And recently we do have a very huge, great, updates about Hyperdrive upgrade. Yeah, that is very great to see if we can lower the gas fee or improve the storage, to the Filecoin network. And we do see Venus here, as you guys can see, after hand over to RPFS Force, our team are working very hard toward this project about this implementation. And currently we have done the security audit, and we do support to run the distributed mining pool. So together we are working with so many community members together to make Venus better and better. And now we do see they have about 20 nodes are running with Venus. And we do have the other two implementation too. As you guys can see, we have Filecoin and Vervaet, and they are still under development. And we do look forward to their updates later on. Okay, so for Venus, a quick overview. Okay, as I said, we do have the interoperability with routers. That means if you have a node that is currently running with routers, you can switch it to Venus or have a try about how's the performance of Venus. And if you see the Venus is not that expected, we can just switch back to routers. So that is pretty easy for you to do so. And we do integrate with the latest consensus release, like the Filecoin network V11, V13. This kind of consensus release, we will think with the whole network. So do not worry about that. And we do try our best to utilize some message or guest mechanism, like we do have separated modules like Messenger, and we do have separate modules like Venus Sealer and Venus Miner. So this kind of mechanism or architecture will make the the messenger or guest more utilized more than ever before. And we do have currently we do release the Venus 1.0, and this is a really huge milestone for Venus team that we did. We do pass the security audit, and we do have around 20 nodes are running in the Filecoin network. And later on, we will bring more people to the Filecoin network through Venus implementation. And now we do support the distributed mining pool. This is a mining pool. Actually, this is a distributed one. It means together all the small and medium service providers to the Filecoin network through this way. So that is really great to see people to join the Filecoin network to run with Venus or the other implementations. Okay, let me tell you guys a bit more about the architecture of Venus, about how can we do that. As you guys can see, we do have the shared modules here, yeah, as you guys can see, and we do have the independent modules here, like Venus Sealer and Venus Vervaet. So for people who want to run with Venus, you just prepare your Venus Sealer, then that is enough, and you can connect with the Venus Vervaet, and then we can connect with the whole structure here through the Venus gateway to connect with the shared modules, like you guys can see with Venus Messenger, and Venus Miner. So those kind of mechanisms will make it really simple and easier for you guys to connect with the Venus architecture. And from the very first day when we get the Go Filecoin, and now we call it Venus, we are trying our best to do a modular architecture. And we do see recently, routers, they are also working toward a modular architecture. That is very great, because with the modular architecture, we will get every different independent modules to work it really well, like the Venus Vervaet. We will work our best to make it more secure more than ever before. Okay, so this is a quick overview about the Venus architecture. About the key features about Venus, and maybe from the two slides before, you cannot see how's the main points about the Venus, but here we do have something to share with you guys. The first one, that is about the security part. Just as I mentioned, we do have separated independent modules like Vervaet, like Venus Vervaet, right? So it will not show, like we will not have a scenario like when your sector have some kind of penalties happen, you will not lose your whole assets. Yeah. So that is really important for people to run in the Filecoin network. And we do try our best to make it more, confidential of the data in the whole system. Another part about that is the fault tolerance. We do have a flexible reschedule when sector faults occurs we run with Venus. Like if you found some issues in the pro-commit stage, and you're right at the pro-committed stage, you will not go back to the pre-committed stage. You do not need to go back from the very first stage. You can continue with the errors that happen at that stage. Maybe, that's the pro-committed sector stage. You can just resume back from that certain stage. So you do not need to go back. Yeah, so it can save you some kind of time and will make it more efficient to do so. Another part about that is we are mentioning about the storage pool friendly. So that is, we do have the utilized messenger, the Venus messenger. So we do not see like duplicated message posted everywhere. Yeah, we will try better to save the message that you posted to the Filecoin network, especially for the essential one that you can post it just easily to the Filecoin network. But for some messages you will see right now, you will see like duplicated messages to the Filecoin network, but with Venus, with the storage pool, with the Venus messenger, this shared module, you can see just messages will go through the Filecoin network pretty easy, and just use the simple one. Yeah, and we do support the distributed mining pool. Like I said, we do want to connect more people or more small and medium nodes or storage providers to the Filecoin network through this mechanism. And we do have another, actually that is about 6 features about why Venus. The first one that is, it's pretty simple and easy. Yeah, we do have the interoperability with Lotus for now. And so if you ever really want to have a try, you can just switch from Lotus to Venus. And you can also switch back. Yeah, it is pretty easy for you guys to do so. Other than security, I want to tell you guys more about the cost efficiency, because our team are working toward a modular architecture. So we do work really hard to bring down the overall cost of hardware or software to build your own storage provider node in the Filecoin network. So through the modular architecture, our team did that. So you will not use really high end, like the top end machines to run in the Filecoin network. So that will save your money and save your time to do so. Another part is it's pretty convenient and simple. So especially for small miners, you can just connect with the shared modules and just prepare your own Venus sealer or your own Venus wallet. Then that is enough. You can just try to connect with the shared modules, and then you can run in the Filecoin network. Another part about that is we do want to try our best to maintain a proper lucky value, and so you guys can earn some proper or stable rewards. Yeah, we are still working on this part, but later on, I think we will have huge performance here. Yeah, for message pack friendly, I just explain more a bit more. Yeah, just as I mentioned, we do try our best to reduce the duplicate message pack. So we do have a Venus messenger. Yeah, we do have an optimized Venus messenger from Venus to improve this kind of efficiency. Okay. Okay, so yeah, back to the main point about the Incubation Center. Yeah, recently we launched it with the Filecoin Foundation team on July 12th, and now a lot of people apply for this program, and we do receive so many great feedbacks from you guys. So what is the Incubation Center? Actually, this is some free services and financial support powered by the Filecoin Foundation team. We do want to make it really simple and convenient for small miners, especially small miners or medium miners in the Filecoin network, to run or to join this Filecoin network to run with the Venus implementation. So we can, with this program, we do try our best to lower the cost and the barrier for people to join this Filecoin network. About the free service here, actually that is about the cost saving. As you can see, all the cost for the shared modules, like I mentioned, like Venus Messenger or Venus Gateway or Venus Miner, this kind of shared modules, we will just put it into the cloud service, and the fees about the cloud service will be covered by the Filecoin Foundation team. So you guys just to prepare your own seeder and connect with Venus wallet, then that is enough for you to join this Incubation Center. And we do have the technical support. Technical support is by Venus team. We will try our best to help you guys to do the operation and the maintenance. If you guys found any issues, we will have a team that is 7 days, 24 hours to help you guys solve those kind of issues. So do not worry about any issue that happening in the Filecoin, service provider Incubation Center, because we do have a team that they do have really strong and powerful experience to help you guys to solve all the issues that you experienced in the when running with in the Filecoin network. Yeah, because we do see some feedbacks from some independent storage providers. Yeah, they do not have enough experience of skills, to run in the Filecoin network, but with technical support from Vedan's team, and with the cost-saving cloud service like the shared modules supported by the Filecoin Foundation, I think that is really great for you guys to build your own node in the Filecoin network and make it have a proper running, or to have a proper stable rewards. Okay, tell you guys a bit more about the rules and requirements. We do try our best to make it very simple and easy. So as you guys know, we opened for application on June, and we close it on July 19th. So so if you meet those requirements, like if your current storage power is less than 1 petabyte, and you can maintain a daily power growth that is equals or beyond 2 terabytes, and run with Lotus, and run with Venus implementation. Then you guys, okay, here everybody, how about the network?
We can hear you, Tim. You broke up a little bit there, but now you're back.
Okay, great. Because it shows the network is not that stable. Sorry about that. So about the requirements, yeah, if your current storage power is less than 1 petabyte and data growth power growth is equals or more than 2 terabytes, and run with the Venus implementation, then you are in, yeah. And we do heard some feedbacks about the daily power growth for some miners. For some of them cannot meet these requirements. Actually, 2 terabytes it's not that huge when we compared with before. And now currently the pledge is lower, and we do heard about your feedback. So we are thinking maybe later on we will try to lower the power growth. Maybe we have for the phase 2 or phase 3 or phase 4, because that is about 4 phases for this whole program. It is for 1 year. So currently we are open for 50 miners first and see how's that going. And if we get more feedbacks or more issues when people found that it's hard to maintain a 2 terabytes power growth, then we'll try to modify about that. So do not worry about that. And we do love to hear from your feedbacks about these requirements. And we do want to bring more miners, bring more small and medium storage providers to join in this network. So
Tim, question for you. So
okay.
I think the message you're sending is like apply, right? Even if you don't have 2 terabytes a day, 2 TB a day ceiling power, just apply. You're gonna look at the opportunities. So everyone who's out there, just if you're interested, just go to the incubation center. And as you heard from Tim, right, there's more programs coming, and also we're trying to support the community where possible. So we'll reassess, and this is all good feedback. Thank you so much, Tim, for driving this. This is awesome.
Okay, thanks for the Stefan. Okay, yeah, so do not worry about that. You just can apply first, and we will see how's the situation and get you guys in. Yeah, we will try our best to get you guys in. So if your storage power is over 1 petabyte, or you have run in the incubation center for over 90 days, so you can drop out from this program. So we have the other miners or the other service providers to join this program. So as you guys can see, we do have another sub program like the Venus Master. So this one we do want people to work together with Venus team to provide the technical support for the service providers in the incubation center. So if you have really strong or powerful experience, and you previously maybe like you provided the technical support to the other service providers, we do love to feature you. We do love to have you in this program. So together we can earn about 1,000 field prize pool. So if you can, we will also, we will provide the proper training for you guys because for some people they do not know, they are not that familiar with Venus architecture or with this modular architecture. So we will provide the proper training for you guys. So do not worry about if you have a really strong experience before in the with Lotus. I think that you are okay to join this program to be a Venus master. So to be a Venus master, we do allow you to, to support at least 5 minors and support them for at least 1 full phase of this project. They will see about your contribution and work together with Filecoin Foundation team to give you a prize like that is total you can earn around 1,000 field prize pool. So this one we will get it started during September. Okay, let's take a look about the timeline. As I mentioned, so this is a program for 1 year, for 1 year. And totally we will have about 165 minors. So the first phase that we will have about 50 minors from July 26 to October 24. That is about 90 days for phase 1. So 50 minors will join this program and we will try our best to provide the technical support and hear about your feedback and the feedback with this program or with Venus, all kinds of feedback we do welcome. So we will try our best to utilize this program too. So for phase 2, that will be from the October to the end of this year. So we will bring about 40 minors. So for 2022, we will bring about 50 and 60 minors. So total, that will be about 165 minors together. And we do have a Venus Master Program open on the September. So for people, if you guys have provided technical support for service providers, or you guys do have strong experience with Lotus or in the Filecoin network for a very long time, we do love to have you. And we do love to have about 3 to 5 minors, 3 to 5 teams, from the October to the end of December, and we will get you guys trained, and so you guys can provide the proper training and the proper technical support for the people who join the Incubation Center program. So that is the whole timeline here about that. So do not worry about how to be a master or how to join this Incubation Center. You can just apply first, and we will tell you guys more about that, like provide the proper training and have people to work together with you to solve all kinds of problems or issues that you face in this Incubation Center. And look forward to the roadmap of Venus. As you guys can see, we will still try our best to utilize all the modules, especially about the shared modules, because we do want to share all those kind of modules together to put it in the distributed mining pool. So we want the shared modules to be really more efficient and powerful. So, and we do want to have your own feedback too. And from that time on, and we will work on the marketing modules, like marketing modules, as you guys know, that is really important to have stories, to get stories and the retrieval market to be ready. So now we do see a lot of great data storage on the Filecoin network, and most of them belongs to rare data. Like we do see from the slingshot program, a lot of useful data from companies or from personal, they are stored in the Filecoin network, and we do want to encourage this with the Venus implementation. And the further goes on, and we will bring guys about distributed mining pool. And now we can see the Incubation Center as a mining pool, like a mechanism like that. And we will try our best to utilize that. And so later on, we will bring more people to join this distributed mining pool. And you guys can provide more powerful and useful storage to the Filecoin network. So these are the channels for you guys to learn more about this Incubation Center. You can also find us on Venus on the GitHub through the Filecoin project Venus. And if you guys have any kinds of issues or problems that you faced in the Incubation Center, or if you guys have any kinds of questions, you can ask at the Slack channel for Venus, and you can scan this QR code for the application of the Incubation Center. So just like I mentioned, do not worry about the application. we do hear about your feedbacks, and we will try our best to, like, maybe later we try to modify the rules, because the goal here is to bring more people, like a small the small service providers to the Filecoin network. So that is a goal. And you can also send me the emails for Venus team at venus@pfsports.com. So that's all for today. Thanks for having me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tim. Really good initiative. Thank you so much for driving this project, and looking forward to see a ton more of these incubation programs across the world. So anyone who wants to become a master, take on a new region, new country, please, this is your opportunity. Be a pioneer with us, because this is truly, I think, this is going to make a huge impact. Okay, great. So with that, we're going to move on to the next topic. We've got two more topics. One is forest. So we have Lee and Eric. If you could join the conversation, and there you go. Nice, welcome, guys. You have the floor. Go ahead. Tell us everything about the forest.
Cool. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you very much for having us here. Really great updates across the Filecoin ecosystem. Really excited to see all the things that has been going on, and all very, very exciting and wonderful. Sure, I will go ahead and present the updates for the forest ecosystem. There we go. Cool. So today we have myself and Eric. I am the current PM of Forest, and Eric is the tech lead. So if you guys have any questions that you are curious about Forest, feel free to post it in the chat, and Eric should be able to answer those. Cool. So Forest is, what is Forest? Forest is a Rust-based implementation of the Filecoin protocol. Our focus at Forest has been to build the security critical components, such as the client node, virtual machine, and also integrate the Go Lotus version for other components, such as the storage, mining, and retrieval markets. We have mostly used the Rust ecosystem, and have used its really great features such as security and all the dev tools available to diversify the client across the Filecoin ecosystem. Our current team is quite small but strong. I'm the project manager. Eric is the tech lead, and we have 4 other software developers who are building the Forest client at the moment. So if we look Forest from a SWOT analysis perspective, the strengths lie in increasing the client diversity. Having one implementation leads to one point of failure. So hence Forest comes along with other clients like Puhon and Venus to increase client diversity. We have been focused on security and performance for the most part of our development cycle. Also, we are expanding the Filecoin development ecosystem into Rust, right? So more people who are familiar with Rust, or Rust developers, or the Rust ecosystem can dabble around and have an entry to Forest through Rust. Because we are dependent on some of the dependencies is on Lotus, so we also have a certain bit of weakness where we can say that if the modules around storage and retrieval markets fail in the Lotus ecosystem, we might face a similar failure. So that's a little bit of weakness on the Forest client, as well as because it's a very new frontier, decentralized storage. There are a lot of different unknowns. We have yet to have a very defined user base. So our user base is still very undefined due to novelty, and that's something that we have to figure out as we go in the upcoming months. But some good opportunities also lie across the ecosystem. So we plan to focus Forest on more like a scalable, cloud-friendly architecture where miners can, launch the node on different cloud architectures, as well as get more data analytics. Also more opportunities for R&D experimentation, because it's not like Lotus, where is one of the main implementations that all the miners use. So we also have an opportunity to experiment and look for other angles where things can improve in the decentralized storage market. And as far as threats are concerned, you can see here where we are still in early development stage with significant unknowns. Security threats and bugs are always something to keep an eye on. Looking at from a project or product timeline perspective, we have divided Forest into 4 different phases. At the initially around 2020, our main goal, which we call it the Forest F1 phase, was more like a proof of concept, where we connected where our main goals were to connect to a Filecoin node, build out the fundamental components for the Forest node, basically stay in sync with the main Filecoin chain. As we move to the next phase, which we are currently at, it is to build like a minimum viable product where we are focused on building a stable, reliable, secure, performant, and fully functional Forest node, fix minor major bugs that we have found. We have got the first draft initial report from our audit from Sigma Prime, and we are currently working on various FORs and fixing those major and minor bugs for the node. Soon, the major milestone will be to get the complete finalized audit from the Sigma Prime report. As this phase draws in close, we will move to the next phase where the miner community is really important, where we will initially launch to a small group of community, work closely with a group of miners for their needs, iterate the product based on it, and see what could benefit them versus what they really want. And that would be really helpful, where we can get a community of miners and basically tell us what you want, right? Like give us feedback and we will iterate Forest according to it. And initially, which is far away, a little bit in the future, is going to be our beta launch, which is phase 4, where we will open Forest more to a wider community of not only miners, but developers who will be able to contribute, external contributors, as well as dApp developers, and work with potential B2B clients as well to service their needs and bring Forest more into open Forest more for larger user base from B2B and B2C. If we zoom in closely to the F2 phase of the Forest, which is the minimal viable product, you could see that these are the core things that we have accomplished in the past. RPC interface and CLI commands, we have completed a lot of core RPC APIs and CLI commands. Payment channels and markets integration of storage and retrieval modules are in progress. Right now, we also have a functional matrix dashboard for Forest, which is available in the client side. So these are kind of the major core areas that we have worked in the last couple of months that have helped to get Forest move forward in the phase 2. So if you are interested in getting involved and knowing more about Forest, as well as getting involved on running Forest client, feel free to contact us. Here's our email address and our telephone. Yeah, that would be all. If you have any questions, Eric and I will be happy to answer. Thank you very much again for having us here. Pretty excited to see what's going on in the Filecoin ecosystem.
All right, thank you so much, Lee. Appreciate the update. As you're an important cornerstone as well of the ecosystem, and we appreciate all the work that you guys and the team put in to make this easy to use and scalable for our developers. Last but not least, we've got Deep, famous Deep. All right, you can close today's meetup. What do you got for us, Deep?
Thanks, Stefan. Hope everybody's doing well. Thanks so much for such an engaging community meetup so far. Some really awesome presentations, and just like great to see the progress across all the different stacks, the different implementations, different parts of the Filecoin ecosystem. So yeah, a difficult set of acts to follow. I'm here to talk a little bit about the MinerX Fellowship Program, which some of you are quite familiar with, based on engagements in Slack and in other places. But for those of you that are not, I'll cover a little bit of the basics and walk you through how the program is going, the expectations, and how you can become a part of it in the future. Hopefully you can see my slides. So the MinerX program was conceived with two sort of sets of primary goals in mind. The first was around making deals and improving Filecoin's productivity. So specifically, there's an intent to build a solid foundation of distributed storage that exists within the network. And the MinerX program is specifically trying to serve a subset or a slice of that to ensure across all the different continents that we have miners, we have MinerX fellows that are able to reliably offer a storage option, whether that's just for testing or enabling clients that are coming to the network, or even for longer term storage options. So specifically, MinerX fellows are expected to make lots of storage and retrieval deals with clients and developers in the ecosystem to generally accelerate the rate at which new tools, new clients come on board and new resources are generated to improve the Filecoin experience overall. Excellent segue into the second sort of core goal set, which is improving the experience of a miner as a key stakeholder in this network. So specifically, this is scoped to Lotus, but we've also had MinerX fellows who have been involved in helping with some of the other implementations. And hopefully this is a model that can also be adopted and used for other implementations, but specifically providing feedback to improve the state of the Lotus implementation, whether that's the core sort of deal making side of things. So what the deal state machine looks like and how miners interact with it, and how processes that a miner is running interact with the deal machine of Filecoin, and making that more intuitive, less error prone, more stable, more reliable for storage providers that are in the system, or in general, finding opportunities for storage providers to improve their experience, whether that's things like diagnosability, the way in which certain commands are set up, scheduling tasks, better resource utilization, optimization of hardware, and general topics and ideas of that on that front. So diving a little bit more into the specifics, what this actually means is that these are the following sort of expectations, and you can check these out on the MinerX.2 overview documentation that you may have seen in the initial announcement that we made in Filecoin Slack. If you're curious to see it at any point and can't find it, feel free to ping me on Slack as well. I am at Deep Kapur on Slack. But yeah, these are the expectations that we sort of outlined for this particular course of the program. So this is the second iteration of the MinerX fellowship program, where the first one we refer to as MinerX, and the second is MinerX.2 or X.2. And for this particular one, in addition to the expected sort of accepting storage deals from specific clients on the network and servicing retrieval deals, there's an additional emphasis on things like running custom branches and release candidates for Lotus, and ensuring that there's sort of public documentation and follow-up to make sure that releases that are coming out are stable and consumable for the rest of the network, providing feedback for architecture, design of specific subcomponents of the implementation, and ensuring that it's moving and developing in a way that is productive for individual stakeholders on the network, and generally ensuring that the experience for storage providers continues to improve. And then last, and perhaps most differently than the previous iteration, is that in general, there is a lot of movement and momentum in the blockchain space around how production workloads, hardware is set up, how resources are used and consumed, and the ways in which we can optimize for that. And so we're looking towards the X.2 fellows to provide interesting insights into their setups, the way in which they've gone about setting up infrastructure, data centers, networking, storage, compute, etc. Not just as to serve as a resource for new storage providers in the ecosystem, but also in terms of providing interesting feedback and takeaways from which the rest of the network can learn, and we can work together to build an even more efficient and effective Filecoin network in the future. Cool. So what do the X.2 fellows actually look like? So this round, we initially started, so we're about a month and a weekend at this stage. We currently have 35 miners with roughly 85 unique miner IDs, and they're distributed pretty much anywhere that you can find a Filecoin miner. So of course, we've got coverage in North America, Europe, Asia, and Oceania. We've got a pair of folks out of New Zealand, but pretty even distribution to ensure that clients of different time zones are being served, to ensure that there's resources being made available for other miners in those regions, and in general, so that we're getting perspective and feedback that's diverse and takes into account the different geographic limitations, the regulations, the geopolitical setup, the availability of hardware, and restrictions that come around data centers and the processing of data as well. And so it's a really eclectic group this time around, and we've got really, really awesome coverage from many, many different countries. We had the chance to meet up, all of us, a couple of weeks ago. And so it was really nice to see representation across such diverse parts of the world, as well as in general, just good to see people's faces and, connect them to Slack names that you typically see on the Filecoin Slack. In addition to just being distributed around the world, given that that was one of the goals of the program, we also want a diverse representation of hardware. So that can go down to like whether or not you're running an AMD or an Intel chip, but also the kind of hardware that you're running, your ability to seal things, how quickly you seal them, your affinity to making deals, your ability to provide feedback, test your comfort level with Filecoin and with Lotus. Some minor X fellows also specifically have like multiple setups where they'll have a dedicated setup for calibration, and that's also been incredibly helpful for us. And the last sort of thing is each of these fellows was selected out of a very competitive pool. And so there are many folks that we couldn't take into the program that we would like to in the future, and also believe are very, very strong candidates for continuing to influence the way in which Lotus is developed, but also the priorities of the protocol and the network. Each of the fellows is an active community member, a leader on the deal-making front, on the storage provider front, in the Filecoin network. So what's the point of this program? So first up, we want to ensure that storage providers are matched with clients. And these clients we believe to be like highly leveraged clients in the network that will unblock interesting use cases, compelling use cases. A great example of this is Starling, which I know many of you have seen presentations from and heard of in the past. But then also specifically to ensure that things that are being built in the ecosystem have a reliable base to go to ensure that they can continue to experiment and develop and make progress on the network. Secondly, it's to provide insight into development that we're doing to ensure that things that as we go along with tweaking Lotus, adjusting it, trying to improve it, we have a tight feedback loop. We have a set of miners that are incentivized as well as generally motivated to test and provide to us the insights that are required to ensure that things are happening well or correctly or as best as possible. Ensuring that the network stays stable, especially through large releases such as the hyperdrive release that was shipped recently. So ensuring that storage providers are set up for long-term success. And then last and definitely not least, providing unique insights into the deal-making process from the perspective of the provider in the marketplace. So again, that goes back to whether that's shaping the experience or shaping the way in which deal-making actually happens on the machine. So interesting topics in recent conversation that have actually, I'll save that for the next slide. So yeah, impact so far, we're about, as I mentioned, about 5 or 6 weeks in. At this point, the X.2 fellows are working with a handful of specific clients to test aspects of deal making. This involves both what is like the completely online, on-chain deal making experience. Some of you have gotten a taste for that when you signed up for Estuary and other services like that, but also helping prove out paths like offline data transfer based deals, because that is a compelling way in which large scale deal making would happen on the network. So far, they've also been able to test and provide feedback on core components of the Lotus implementation. There's been a specific focus towards optimization of the processes that like the Lotus miner needs to do, and how in general that should be prioritized with regards to everything else that the storage provider would actually care about as a stakeholder. So scheduling tasks, making best use of their resources on the hardware, ensuring that they're able to do deal making while also ensure that that's not blocking their ability to grow their footprint on the network. And so in general, we're expecting to see some really exciting updates in the coming months as well, as we continue to get more feedback from them. Thirdly, and certainly not least, but this is sort of what I referenced earlier as well, when there's a release candidate available, X.2 fellows are the first to sort of jump on it, help test it out, provide feedback, provide early sort of insights into ensuring it's stable and it's not going to mess with the rest of the network when it's released. And so ensuring, especially big upgrades where core components of Lotus are going to be changing once it's out there, making sure that goes smoothly for the rest of the network is very important. And they've already been able to do that with 1.10 that went out in the last month. They've also been involved in updating documentation and resources for other storage providers, which has been really cool. So some of the docs that were sort of scaffolded by X.2 fellows have now been published. Other docs they've given feedback on, and there's several PRs constantly going through the pipeline to ensure that the resources that are available to storage providers are accurate and useful for any new storage providers, but also existing ones that are experimenting with different functionality in the protocol. And then they've been participating in key ecosystem driving projects, including some of the accelerated programs and hackathons that you've heard about today, supporting other implementations, participating in Filecoin Plus, Slingshot, and another interesting recent addition to the ecosystem, the mining working group. It's very important to note that this is impact so far, because we've got several more months to go, and we're very excited to continuing to see the difference that these fellows make, both to Lotus, but also in general to the storage provider experience on the network. So what comes next? We're going to continue pushing really hard on the deal making front. We've got additional interesting clients and use cases to enable. We're going to be working hand in hand with these clients to ensure that they're able to leverage Filecoin and make the best use of it. And use that to inspire future usage of the network in the coming months and years. And of course, continuous feedback to improving the implementation, improving the protocol, improving deal making in general. And so, many of you have reached out to me about this before as well, but if this program sounds interesting to you, I think the first thing you should do is ping me on Slack. Filecoin itself is an ever-changing environment, an ever-changing ecosystem. So the Miner X program by nature has to be flexible. And so this is relatively dynamic. Many of you have already applied. In the case that you've applied, I already have your information. I don't need it again. But we're certainly expecting that the scope may change over the course of the next several months as well. So we want to make sure that we are flexible to that, and the program continues to be as effective as possible in helping meet its goals. Secondly, make a lot of deals. This is the primary differentiator between whether or not we pick somebody as an X.2 fellow and whatever comes after this program as well. There's lots of miners on the network, several thousand miners on the network. Not all of them are actually participating actively in the deal conversation. And that's really where Filecoin will shine and will define the value proposition of this network in the long term. And so we're excited to see miners that have participated on this front have interesting takeaways, insights, and feedback that they can share. And of course, stay active on Slack and GitHub. Thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Thanks for having me here, Stefaan. Excited to answer any questions or interact with you on Slack as required and would be useful.
All right. Thank you much, Steve. That was really good, and looking forward to see more the next couple of months on what you've learned and what problems you've solved. So with that, we are right on time. It is just an hour since we started. I did see there was one more question from Brian, I think, Danny O'Brien. So we'll follow up offline. I think that warrants a direct conversation with them. But if there's no other questions, let's see, maybe we just give it 5 minutes. Thank you. All right, well, if there's any other questions, please contact us. You know how to find us, check our channels, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.